Hi, and welcome back to the Overtime Chatter. Today I'm bothering you to do a recap of Vanderpump Rules, Season 10, Episode 8, and it's called By Invitation Only, okay? The scene starts off, I think we're watching James in his apartment. He's DJing or practicing his music, and he's visited by his father, and they have a little brief conversation, but they pan to another scene, and it's Sheena and Brock and that little girl Summer. She is so cute. She's so cute, Summer. I think her name is Summer Moon, but they just call her Summer. Anyway, Sheena's going over the seating charts, and it's like a week before, 6 days or so before they leave for Mexico. Um, they pan to the restaurant, sir, and it's Charlie and Raquel. You can tell they're still buddies, and they're excited that they got a $50 tip. Well, one of them earned a $50 tip. I think it was both of them. They must have been working a table together or something, of course. Okay, and then they have James is at his apartment, and this time the scene is being shot. He's talking to his father, and they talking about the father's actually telling him. Okay, then they go back to James again, and then him sitting there talking to his father. I think his father used to DJ too, or is interested in music, and that's where James developed a love of music from. But they're talking about Allie, the new girlfriend, Allie, and she's not there. Well, she ain't around because while they're talking about it. And the father said he wasn't really feeling her. And you should see how James' face look real fucked up, because James still in love with that girl. He using Allie. She just a fucking band-aid. No, I can't say that. Take that back. She just a gauze when he need a tourniquet. He bleeding Raquel. He really like Raquel, but she don't really need to be with him because all this shit that she said she left James for, that's what he is. So, and he's shallow as a motherfucker. He real shallow, and he even worse when he drink. And he mean, you know what I'm saying? He ain't mean. His personality is just abrasive to me, and I will demonstrate why I have this opinion of James as I complete my commentary. But you ain't gotta feel the same way. I think he got a nice body. He take care of himself. I think he dresses really well. He's the best dressed one on the whole show. And yeah, he got a little bit of talent. And when he wanted to be, he funny, but he mean. He a funny mean, a shade mean. Well, anyway, let me get off of him. So anyway, the father's telling her he don't really care for her or whatever, but he don't care because she's to the father. She out the picture. So anyway, you see James talking with the new girlfriend Allie, and the girls in the group have invited her out to have lunch because they said whenever she's around, they always having a group setting, so they don't really get time to. Ariana especially said they really don't get time to, get to really know her. So she wanted to do something where she get to know her. So anyway, before she gets so she's telling them that she's going to go because she's interested in going. I'm so sorry, y'all. My eyes, it's not with contacts. I think my eyes may be a little dry. But anyway, before she go, this motherfucker say, "Let me see what you wearing." Like what? Motherfucker, I'm wearing what I'm wearing. What you mean? Well, first of all, she don't never had no clothes on anyway. She little. So, she be having a little spaghetti. You watch the show, you see the shit she wear. But what he want to see, though, let me see it before you go. You know why? Because she got to maintain a certain status to make Rachel not shine so much. That's what I'm saying. He using her to make himself feel better. He don't know how to be alone. Yeah, and then he don't know how to be rejected because her giving him back that ring, that did something to that motherfucker's self-esteem. Even though he tried to pretend like it didn't, it did. So anyway, from there, we see Tom, and them. Tom is that dad's their club, Swartz and Swartz and the Swartz. Swartz and Sanders. That motherfucker's a tongue twister. I don't care if you can't. Even if you got perfect diction, that motherfucker hard for me to say. So anyway, you have them at the club, and I think they knock heads with that other owner dude. But come on, y'all. I would be sick of y'all motherfuckers too. For real. You trying to open up a club. Y'all don't got the names of drinks, how much you drink, cars, what kind of fucking glass they're supposed to be made in. Tom, you fucking around got a girlfriend who got a whole cocktail book that you forced yourself on to help her write. They had shit to do with you. But why that shit ain't done? Why? And y'all drink all the goddamn time. Every time you turn around, one y'all drinking something. So how come at least the bar shit ain't done? So I can see why the guy's irritated with y'all. I give you a pass on that food shit. But on alcohol, y'all know y'all be bullshitting. Then had nerve to say, as jokingly, but you wish you could do that shit, is tell Sheena to postpone her wedding to a later date so y'all can open up. Won't take your ass to, don't go to the fucking wedding. You ain't in it. I don't think you are. Well, anyway, I digress. Next thing you know, you see Katie show up. And she's there, I guess after he told her, I guess after he told her that she was emotionally, what do you say? Emotionally entitled at the cookout at the pool party. They must have talked to each other later on that day, and they made up with each other. And so he invited her to the tasting. He don't. He just wanted to move something over. So anyway, she came, and was glad that she came because they said the food was good. Now I seen the shit they was bringing from back there. And I would ate the French fries and the steak. I took that green shit off. Like it's always like they have something like, I don't know, like they'll bring you they say something is crab, but the shit they bring to you is shaped like not like a crab. So when they say this is crab so-and-so with this kind of shit on it, it don't look, because I don't know, it don't look like crab to me. So I don't want to eat it. It's almost like, I'm not talking about their chef's food. I'm just saying that, I don't know. Like when you watch the Top Chef and they ask him, what did you cook today, chef? And he said, I cooked a ribeye. I cooked the filet mignon. No, I cooked a ribeye steak and with a potato and they always add some bullshit to it. I don't know. They always fuck it up with some kind of ingredient. It all sounds good, then they top it off with something. But when I see the plate, before I see it, and he tell me what he made in the raw form, I see the shape of a fucking steak. But when I get it, the product, it's a fucking, look like somebody smashed the steak inside a fucking can and cooked it, and then put some I don't know, a leaf on top of that motherfucker and squeeze some gravy on it. I don't want my shit like that. I want my shit to look like what it look like in my head. Okay, that was real long. So anyway, they say the food tastes good, and they just did like they're not doing a big, I think they said they're just gonna do like 18 appetizers, 18 appetizers, and they're gonna have like some sweet desserts. So anyway, the chef did a good job, they said, and the food looked presentable, it was pretty. It's sexy food. I don't know what the fuck sexy food is. Well, yes I do. Sexy to me is that motherfucker cook like how it's supposed to. If a chicken leg look like a chicken leg, not when I get my chicken leg, that bitch shaped like a heart. I don't want that. So anyway, supposed to be doing a dessert tray. So now you got Lala, Sheena, and Allie and Ariana. They all meeting for lunch. Of course, they all drinking. And they're asking her about how the tarot reading went. And you know what? I'm going to just tell you this little side note. I think Lala got a thing for James. I don't think she realized it yet. The motherfuckers is like one and the same. They're real protective of each other. Sometimes when I look at some of the past episodes or some of the things that go on with them, it seems as if like she watch out for them, like with some shit being said about them, she tell like they look out for each other, but they still do like a sex thing. That part I don't believe, but I know they don't not incest, but I think they like each other and they haven't realized that they like each other like that because they such good friends. So anyway, they asked Ali about the tarot reading, and somebody asked about the twin flames, and Lala said, "Well, if isn't it true? Then when they say it's your twin flame, that means it's because it's toxic." And she said, "Yeah, sometimes it is, but twin flames also means that every life that you had, you and that person had another encounter, whatever." So anyway, then they start talking about this shit with the wedding, and Allie here, she ain't fucked up that she ain't come to the wedding because she said she don't really know Sheena. That's what she said in her thing. That's what she said in her confessional. But apparently, I think sound like her and James did some talking, and whatever he did to get her to be able to go to the reception, that shit worked. And what she did was last year when James was having his engagement party to Raquel, James was upset and everybody was because Sheena and Brock announced their engagement. You wasn't supposed to do that shit on nobody else's back. And all that money that Tom Sandoval heard was $20,000, allegedly, gave this money for this party. And Brock and them ain't got no money. So they felt some type of way. They thought the weekend, I mean, it was some big shit. Y'all can go back and look at it. It was at a castle. Her parents came. I mean, it was ridiculous, but I would love it. I would love it if somebody threw a party for me like that. So anyway, it was real cute. So that's what he presented them with when he saw them. You know, he was like, "Hey, you guys, are you sure there's no way that Allie can come? You do remember when y'all fucked my wedding up and made me mad? Me and you was getting ready to fight Brock. You know, when we wasn't getting along, and it was my engagement party, and y'all got engaged at it. You remember that? And then Brock and Sheena started kind of looking at each other. And Brock, he said, she can make it happen. And she said, I'm literally in my head now, looking at the seating chart in my head, trying to figure out how I can make this work. No, you wasn't, bitch. You was sitting around saying, God damn, I forgot about that shit. Damn, we're going to have to do it, because if we don't, son, we fucked up. So she going. So anyway, you see him later on telling her, hey, you go wait till the bed and you'll be dancing with your baby. We're going to be rocking out, girl. You hear her say, you begged so much I could go. She was happy as a motherfucker. Anyway, from there, it was at when the ladies is talking, they talking about this tea that they have at Lisa Vanderpump throwing a tea party, and they want Sheena to come. But Sheena like, I can't do tea parties. Every time it's a tea party, and she wasn't lying because they went and got clips. Every time it's a tea party, it's some bullshit. Like, she had a tea party. I think her and Lala got into it. And I can't believe at another tea party at the same time at the tea party, her and Charlie got into some shit because Sheena was on one. And, you know, now they all friends, but I'm just saying, she was like, when you say tea party to me, I run the other way. Well, actually, it's not a tea party. This is a surprise bridal shower, but you don't find this shit out till later. And they say how hard it is to surprise Sheena. And I believe that not only because she nosy, it's because she usually friends with just about everybody. And everybody do a slip of the tongue, so... And she run with a big crowd of people. Okay, so they get to Lisa's. They show Lisa's house. The tea party is beautiful. It look like it's a wedding. Don't look like a bridal shower or a tea party. It's prettier than that. It's beautiful. She has flowers everywhere. But she pissed, I don't know, she got flowers everywhere, but she pissed me off with all them goddamn animals. Who want to be in a place that pretty, picking up pony shit and dog shit. So she said she got animal duty, and Barry Manilow, who AKA Ken, has dog duty. But I think she was trying to be shady because the motherfuckers do act like animals, especially when they start drinking too much. So anyway, they at the party, and like I said, it's beautiful. This is nice. She using real china and all that shit. And let's see, that's not worth mentioning. I think it's before this tea party. Before the tea party, too, I wanted to mention that you seen Tom, the goofy one. I can't distinguish the Toms. I'm saying the one that's goofy and the one that does this. So now we're talking about the goofy one. The goofy one was in his house pretending like he was doing push-ups. You know he can't do shit. And then they paying to the girls. They was exercising too. But what the fuck was they was doing? They was doing yoga on water boards. Yoga hard enough. I mean, yoga is enough by itself, but try to do it on moving water on a board. I don't know what the fuck that was called. Okay, and then there's a touching part that I want to mention. That's what I'm saying. Life just always full circle. Brock and Sheena invite Lala out to eat. Them motherfuckers always eating and drinking. So she show up, and the reason why he called her is because he wanted to show her a text message between him and his children, the ones that live over the water, overseas, wherever, fuck Australia, wherever the fuck he's from. To tell her not to say aha and show her to her face, but to tell her, I think to me, to tell her thank you, that he appreciate how the shit rolled out, which was this, that at that tea party that Sheena was talking about, Lala brought up that Brock had kids and he hadn't seen his kids in 4 years and how fucked up that was, and that how her man, her and Brock, I mean her and Randolph wasn't like that. Randolph was active with his kids and he cared about, but Brock don't even talk to his children and that ain't shit. And how he gonna be happy with Sheena having the baby, and I already know it. And you can be this type of man, but you like this and that, and that he had a restraining order. The reason, and he said, so Brock said, the reason why I can't see my kids is because she put a restraining order against me. He said, and I also don't see my kids because she fucking with somebody else. They call somebody else daddy. And, you know, it's confusion. I just don't want no confusion. He had a bunch of reasons. That would probably be good reasons for somebody who want to hear that shit. So anyway, he was telling her, because since then, they have Summer Moon. And everybody who you don't know Lala's situation, her baby daddy was married. She moved out of the apartment, moved in the mansion, thought all that shit was good and gravy. And he was on some bullshit, a whole bunch of shit apparently. So they're no longer together. And now she got to fight him in family court about family shit when it comes to this kid. So, and even what's worse than that is that she just showed Lala talking, and she's in tears, she's crying, because she is saying how wonderful this man is that married her friend, the one that she was persecuting the fuck out of at the table at the tea party. Because not only did he look out for her daughter, she loves on her friend, and they love their kid together, and he fuck with his other kids that's over the water. You know what I'm saying? He taking care of business, he handling shit, he do the stuff that I guess that need to be done to make the marriage work. So he wanted to tell her, you see, circumstances sometimes ain't easy as they seem, because that's what she was saying. How can it be? And why it's got to be like this? And now look at your shit. But he wasn't throwing it back up in her face. He was saying, thank you. But because of you, made that shit that you did, made me analyze myself and made me want to be a better man. Yeah, that's what that shit is. So she was almost in tears because shit, that man loved her kid like he loved her own. So you hear Sheena say, I would never do it. But since I got a man that good, she said, since Lala is single, they're thinking about getting a house. And, you know, he'd be a parent to both girls. But she said the conjugal visit, of course, would just be hers because she's the wife. I wouldn't entertain no shit like that. But big ups to that. I'm real I'm what you call an empath, where I think they say I mean, I feel like I feel how I feel other people's shit like this, especially if it's like some type of pain or something that they have, or their sincerity in the situation, and I usually a lot of them don't usually make me feel no type of way for her, but in this one I kind of shed a tear, yeah, because that shit is hard. So I pray for single mothers. Well, anyway, my eyes itching me. We're gonna talk about James at the tea party. Let me go back. He he don't. He is so fucked up behind Raquel. Oh, why is my eyes so dry? He's messed up behind Raquel. When Raquel was at the tea party and she was sitting down talking with the other, this silly Tom, and he was supposed to be playing ping pong. Oh my gosh, she was so irritated. I don't even see how I could play fucking ping pong for looking like this, listening. And he was getting mad. Why is he trying to flirt with her? Why? She do whatever the fuck she want to. She not with you no more. The same reason why when she's standing around and she ain't got no man but Allie there, can I tongue kiss you? Can I feel on your ass? Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Look at me with your beautiful eyes and your beautiful hair. Oh, Raquel. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, Allie. That's what he really want to be saying, Raquel. But oh, Allie, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Just give me a kiss. All that surfacey bullshit. So he's standing there just staring. It's making him mad. He getting so mad. He started talking about Tom, his fat ass. He need to go to the gym. He need to do this, and he don't dress good, and this, that, and other thing. So anyway, James is off his rocker because he wanted to be with Nicole, and it can't happen. And didn't you while she's sitting over there, you hear her do her cameo too. What's that shit she said when she was like, "Does it mean vaginal tight?" Or just when she said they was getting tight. And now it's hard for me to watch Vanderpump Rules now because now that I watch it and I know that shit about them two messing around, the fingernail polish Tom and the Raquel or Bambi, whoever the fuck she is. Now that I know they messing around, there's other shit that the silly Tom and Raquel are doing. It's just too much over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like when they went to the club later on that night, what's over here? Is this the bathroom? And it's got James fucked up in the head because he the toilet flush, but he can't see nobody. And he knows just the bathroom around the corner and there's two of them. And little shit like that, or how the two of them talking at the poolside party. You know what I'm saying? And James was watching this shit and he is seething. Seething. Okay, so I don't know, Tom and Katie on some shit agreed to disagree about all this shit, but it don't matter because it's time to go to Mexico and you see Katie and all of them staying in the same hotel, and I'm so glad. See, I know I'm an empath because when Lisa was making it seem like the girls didn't get the restaurant, and we kind of already knew that they got the restaurant. Well, not that particular one because the shit because YouTube, people telling you shit before it happened. My eyes was tearing up. I was like, no, they ain't getting it. She said, but you won't know that because you got it. See how happy they was that they was drinking Patron in the lobby and shit. And, some shit wells up in me like a happiness for them. So, that was cool. Okay, so everybody, tonight's just an easy night. Everybody got to go get dressed because they're just staying in a restaurant. So, the silly Tom pulled Sheena to the side and said, hey, we sold our house. That's why he paying for this shit, because he done sold his house. They sold his house and the proceeds from it. Not the proceeds from, but they sold his house. So he gonna sneak off. Or tiptoe off for a little bit and go eat to celebrate. I don't know I don't think this shit's called celebrating. I mean, he celebrated this shit so fast. I think the household and they ain't even divorced yet. So I don't know. I want to celebrate. That shouldn't even say celebrate. It should say I'm just gonna eat this bitch, and then I'll be back. Because when you get to the divorce part, that's what you become, a bitch. on both sides. So anyway, um, she don't have a problem. It's supposed to be an easy day, but she did some bullshit. Before Katie came, she moved the room, so she in a different tower on a whole nother side of the resort, and got her barred from off of some type of shit. Got Katie's name, took off some shit because she didn't want to see it. And see how God don't like ugly? You sat down and eat at your shit, and look, first they them started arguing. Allie done left. You don't want Katie energy. Katie ain't been around none of your shit, and your shit already looking crazy. Yeah, looking crazy. Katie ain't even in the room. Her friend is in the room across the way, but that ain't her energy. So anyway, and that's what you get for doing that shit. You should leave her alone. It's something with James. Okay. Did I want to mention something there? Oh yeah, what you call bought her galaxy light? What? I wish I to Mexico. I think Tom told her bring hers. I like her. She must have bought an expensive one. I remember one time I got one for my grandbaby and I turned the light off. Shit, you already know. I don't know. Let somebody put spit light on the can. I miss how it was just dull, just like yellowish looking. But I like her, so she really look like a universe. It's probably real pretty if it could rotate. I'm gonna look for one on Amazon and see if I can't find one. And well, anyway, we now are at the dinner, and everybody's there. Oh, you know why Katie ain't there? Katie not there because she went to eat with Tom ass, the silly one. So anyway, the Tom Sanders, the other one with the nail polish, he show up. I don't like that shit. He can wear clear. I just don't like it. That motherfucking nails are better than mine. I'm a woman. He came, and when he came to the table, it had already started argument between James and Ariana. Now, okay, side note to this, I didn't know Ariana had it in her. I don't think I remember her doing that type of. She about to fuck him up, and then Lala. Well, I know it's in Lala, but when I heard her say this, she said she was gonna slap him or kick his ass. It was something that sounded violent, but nobody wanted nobody to fight, right? And what it is that, and that's what I'm saying about James. All the motherfuckers be drinking too much. Brock's friend who flew over,